it's kind of hard to really get momentum going. You guys are kind of spinning a little bit early.
Yeah.
Scoring, getting the turnover, and having a chance to score again. Just how critical a sequence did that feel like?
Yeah, that was big. Didn't even know the ball was out until Noah was running down the sideline. That was big. We want to create as many turnovers as we can to get that right momentum, help the offense a little bit. That was a big play, definitely.
For you personally, did this mean something because going back a year ago and this was the game, the first game that you missed and everything?
Yeah, I think I had a little extra motivation to play today. Didn't get to play, against them last year, and had to watch that on TV, right, with my leg up. So this was definitely, I was fired up for this game, and I wanted to take it to them. So I'm glad I got to play, and glad we got the win.
When tackling has been an issue, you certainly had many in space and really short tackles tonight. Just how did you go about executing the way you did tonight?
Yeah, that's something I pride myself on, right, is open field tackling. Something we're trying to get, the whole defense to really shore up. And, as a leader, I feel like that's something that if I want the whole team to do it, then I got to show that I can do it first, right? And it gives everybody else confidence. And I think we're getting better. Definitely not as many missed tackles today. I got to watch the film, obviously, but I want to go out, and that's something I will try not to miss any tackles, right? Something I definitely pride myself on.
4 wins in a row. It feels like after each one, obviously there's a victory to celebrate, but also a couple specific areas of hey, next week you got to do that better. How do you feel like you guys are handling that balance of enjoying victory, celebrating a hard-earned victory, but also knowing, hey, penalties tonight, or other issues have cropped up too.
Right, and we wanted to come out tonight and play a complete game, a perfect game, and I don't think we did that, to be honest. We got the win, but there's a lot of things that we got to go back and go to the drawing board and fix up. That's really the goal every week, right? We're never going to play a perfect game. So there's always stuff we can improve. It's just how much of a step can you take each week. I think we took a step this week, but there's a lot to look at.
How much did Stanford's mesh impact the game for you? Was it strange seeing that? And I feel like maybe more opportunities to get to the quarterback quickly.
Yeah. You saw we created a lot of havoc in the backfield because of that. It was definitely an interesting scheme, interesting offense. There was one specific play I remember they held it for probably 4 seconds and then took that shot late in the fourth quarter. But I think our defense played pretty well against it, to be honest. We had a good game plan in, and I think we executed.
Certainly collective effort to limit Wilson, but to limit him to 2 for 14, and he was lined up and everybody. Gonzo, you, Perez, to hold him to 2 for 14 and to keep the lid on pretty much across the board all night.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the secondary handled that?
I feel like the secondary has been not a weak spot, but definitely a spot where we needed a lot of improvement. Right, our front seven has been really good this year, and so that was something we knew that they wanted they were probably going to try and exploit. So we had to be strong. We worked on it a lot this week, and I'm proud of the way that in man-to-man coverage that we held up in the secondary. They had some really good receivers, and so that was a big challenge, and I'm glad, happy the way we stepped up to the plate.
Saw Kamari in there several times in that nickel role, especially. What has he brought to them?
Yeah, he's a player. He's young, right? Young kid, but he's learning the defense. But we already know he can play, and coaches want to get him out on the field, get that experience early, and not just in garbage time, right? We want him to play against the best in the Pac-12, all that stuff. So he's going to be a hell of a player.
What does the secondary need to improve on for the rest of the season?
It's week to week. It's everything, right? Man-to-man coverage, tackling, I think is a big thing. Our leverage out on the perimeter, and then just getting the calls and executing and making sure we're all on the same page. I think is the biggest thing. Definitely saw some improvement tonight, but we got to keep going.
You mentioned there's never going to be a perfect game, and there wasn't a perfect game tonight. Do you feel like though this might be the most complete game from the defense so far this season, at least against an FBS opponent?
I think BYU we played pretty damn well too up until that fourth quarter. I think we didn't finish like we wanted to this week either. They had a couple drives in the third quarter that I think we just gave up too much, missed some tackles and stuff. So that's something that we want to we had them under I think 200 yards for for a long time, and that's something that we wanted to finish and we didn't get to do it. So that's something we're going to look at and definitely look to improve next week.
Just speaking of the atmosphere and just maybe the impact it had on Stanford's offense.
Say it again, sorry.
Your thoughts on the atmosphere and just what offense is like and the impact it had on the game.
I mean, playing at home is it's the best. These fans are, one of a kind. It's such an advantage playing here, like as opposed to last week, right? That was pretty hostile stadium, and you get to play here. Can't imagine what it'd be like, being an away team here. So we love that. Our defense feeds off of it for sure. So week in, week out, we get to play here. I feel like it's a huge advantage.
You never want to see what sort of happened, in the second quarter when there's a scuffle on the sideline. But does that sort of fire you guys up to, when your player gets ejected and you sort of fire up to play for your brother who now can't play in the game anymore?
Yeah, I think honestly we don't want to get in that situation in the first place, right? We let them get the penalties, let them do all the trash talking, whatever it is, and try and stay out of that. Yeah, it was. I didn't really see all of what was going on, but it seemed a little extra, a little cheap. But at the same time, I think at that time we have to keep a level head, right? We can't get all riled up just because something happens or play up, because whatever happened, right? We got to keep a level head, and I think we did that.
Was this the first time you weren't allowed to dance during shout?
Coach gave us a little bit of a rule, right? We got to be in good command of the game going into the fourth. I think it wasn't even that he said, he didn't say anything. I think the team was I don't think we were happy with the way that we finished the third quarter. So we were getting our adjustments, and everybody was locked into that. And honestly, I didn't really even think about the whole shout thing. It's obviously fun to participate in that, but I think we had some adjustments to make, and that's obviously more important. All good. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.